Hi there. I will be here for a while. I don't know for how long, depending on who is here or not. As always, I don't prepare much. I have some cards here, but I rather go with the flow, and also if someone have any questions. I have some other decks here as well. Someone is here. Hi, someone. Yeah. It has been very, very hot. It's like 25 degrees Celsius. Celsius is called now, but so now I think I've been accustomed to it now. I don't feel really warm, but it has been hotter, and I think next week will also be quite hot. So it has been too warm these days. When it have been, I don't know, even the degrees, it would be too sweaty to even do this. So I've been away for a little while. So maybe I should just pull a random card. Sometimes that gets me into the mood of talking. Or maybe I should have some notes of things, random things to talk about. Or like even, papers, like picking certain. I wonder if no, I shouldn't check the mic now. I mean, I would like to test that sometime with various, to like, because now when you're live, or when I'm live, you can actually answer me at the time what feels better or what gives more. Let's say if you get ASMR. There are variations. I mean, you can change this Yeti mic a little bit. So I could try that. But no, I'll just keep it. I thought I would try that before, but I forgot it. So yeah. Yeah, I probably would. I have so many things. I could go through them. Meanwhile, I have a lot of. I'm such a hoarder in certain ways. Maybe always. No, I don't hoard everything actually. It's just certain things I like a lot, or I write a lot. So I have random papers, even whole. What do you say? Yeah, pads. No, whatever you write in those books, you can write in. Let's say. And that's more structured, but I also have a lot of loose papers that I've written information on, or even readings, or I haven't really organized that. I tried sometimes, but then I forget where did I put it. I think I have some like folder of sorts. The only thing that is organized is the Ayurveda stuff. Really, other things are too free flowing. Also things that I've got myself, but things that I want to keep. So I have that somewhere, over the rainbow. Somewhere it is somewhere. And when I go through it, I often find more interesting things. I get stuck by it because then I've forgotten, wow, this is here. And oh, I just recall that whatever. And so, yeah, I really have to throw away certain things because I don't have space for it really. And also I need to read a lot of books. I don't think it's very allowed. I think also mainly my books are in Swedish, and I don't know, copyright, whatever. You can't read from everything, I think. Or can you? If so, I would get through some books. I could sit here and read. I don't read well. I stutter in words. So, I don't know. Oh, well, anyways, I try to organize myself. Yeah. And, well, slowly, steadily, I'm getting there, I think. Also, I don't know, you have cats, maybe know that you arrange your whole, maybe you don't, but I do, arrange my whole life to suit her comfort and safety. So, I mean, it would probably be different if it was not for her. I would just think about what felt or looked good. But now I rather think about her, what works best for her, and make her have whatever she needs in space or jumping places or stuff. So yeah, that's really uninteresting. Maybe I should stay here for many hours. I really miss this. Is this very, very? Again, moving my legs here. Oh, the cord got stuck in between my toes. Let's see. I need to do some little changes here, but just for a little bit because so I can have room for my legs. So yeah. I don't know. Also, you who used to be here, I don't know what time of year it is. Almost said day, night. So maybe no one is awake at this time. I usually don't do this time of the day. So well, maybe I should say something about the voodoo cards. Well, I can talk a little bit about. We will see where it goes, and it's very, very new planted seeds. I've wanted this for long and not really very actively wanted, but had it in, or I have rather missed it, I think, than wanted it. But now I have this little coven where I quite obviously are the one who have most experience in many things, though they also are. They also have a lot, of course. And that's very interesting. I mean, I'm very, very blessed and happy. It's a small little group of people now. And yeah, it's very inspiring. I love it very much. It fills me with joy just, yeah. And then we will see where we go with it. It will be something we create together. So mixing our different experiences. And I also really have to try to hold myself a little bit back. I mean, I can take over easily. And I really want it to be a shared experience where they feel at least equally like influential. Let's say it's like a common thing created. So together. So it's interesting that because I also have this high priest when it comes to tarot and that as my card, so to speak, birth card. And I can be harsh, I know. I can be very, very straightforward and pushy, and that can be sometimes maybe helpful. But I really need to be aware of it. So I have to remind myself of this high priest and about on that most traditional, in the most traditional deck, right? White. I want to say white, but it's not wait. No, it does not wait. How do you say it? Raider. Wait, maybe. Raider. Do you say rider? Maybe. Although, anyways, I've heard it many times. Never mind. Yeah. Sorry, itching my ear. Yeah, so I need to keep myself in check. So I mean, I don't feel very humble. Yeah, I don't feel better than anyone. I just know also the things I know and so on. So I want to share from the best of my ability. And also, of course, I want to get better at it myself. But also just have fun, and meet up is fun. So itself a celebration of life itself and the divinity in it all. So yeah. So yeah, I've thought about that because in that traditional card, it's two similarly looking monks bowing down for this high priest, and that's really not at all what I would wish to. I don't think anyone would though, but I mean, I don't want to do it in that way, and I don't want to like, you know. And that's a good thing with this very open religion of Wicca, that it's creative. It doesn't have many rules, so it like applauds individualistic ways, you can say. I mean, or expressions. So you don't have to be a copy of something someone else says is right. At the same time, I feel I'm a little bit pulled in many directions, but I will try to hold myself back more, even more, because I think that maybe, I mean, we don't see it in the same way everyone, I mean, if anyone even does see anything in the same way, but I think that I mean, there are much romance. I mean, of course, I have been pulled, and I'm pulled to the romance of it. Actually, as I mentioned before, I was actually drawn to the fact that I come from the Swedish natives on my dad's side, and I really always felt very, very strongly connected to that. I mean, like, yeah, it's sort of where I belong, or although I didn't grow up in their traditions or lifestyle, or in a way, because he's an outdoorsy person who, so I, as I mentioned before, grew up out in nature. So, but anyways, so but also, I mean, magic. How is that not like? How does that not enchant you? Or I mean, in itself, just the idea of it. But then knowing it's actual, I mean, that it works and everything, then the whole thing changes, and the game changes quite a lot. And to teach is interesting because even here, not that I teach here much, but that you need to be aware that others are not aware of the intense power of it, of energy itself. It doesn't have to be more weird or strange than that, but and how to utilize that. work with that, and forces, other forces within and without yourself. And also, I mean, the aims are also maybe not the same as I talked about in another video. Always. But there is need to find a common understanding of where we are and what we want and so on. And from there, everything, I mean, there is too much to explore, so you can never even get it into a lifetime. So it's never, it will never like dry out in that way. But it's just to find the level. I'm so intense, and I really go deep, and yeah, maybe that's not always what others are, where they are at, or maybe are at the time and so on, but it's absolutely perfect as it is, though. I just think that I need to hold myself back to allow it to be whatever it wants to be, so to speak, and let it have its own life force and identity, sort of. And then we will see, because I think when if it's meant to be, then then there will be a stronger, not stronger, but but wait, I need to pause it just a second. I'm sorry, I just needed a cough. Not stronger, but I mean those who are really into the clergy, I mean to the priesthood of it. Not saying that these aren't. I'm just, they are not as experienced in traditional form, anyways. And so, but already now, I mean, I've never actually fully understood the power that lies in a group, which is interesting. But also, I've mainly worked solitary also. But it's interesting that I didn't understand that, because that's like really amazing. And I already now see really awesome effects of it. So yeah, well, but as with the high priest there, it's a balance then, with not be limited to you know, past traditions or very set ways, not be like not feel restrained, but in a way I would wish to have more of it, actually. I don't mean there, I mean like like in like with me, so to speak. The basic belonging to a more structured tradition. I wasn't ready to appreciate that before in the same way. I never really got it fully, I think. And also the work and the everything that is like behind, you never really, or at least I was so caught up in my own stuff previously. Maybe I am still, but also because I don't know. But anyways, I want to not dismiss traditions because they have also experience, obviously, and learned what works probably the smoothest as well. I mean, you can totally try out your own path, but I mean, and that's fine. Maybe that's what's going to happen. We'll see. But I will probably try to steer it into some sort of traditional ways that I, or at least I will suggest that. I will not try to steer it. I will try not to steer it anyway. Yeah. But so far, I think I won't talk about us too much, but yeah, I think we agree pretty much. So, and to disagree is also fine. So, yeah. But that's the challenge, as you've heard me talking about maybe before. I'm not feeling like any authority, even when I teach things. I just feel happy to be able to share them. It like it brings happiness to me. I feel really, really happy when I can show others, especially, I guess, people that realize their own power and that there is another like window or another path, another choice than they ever saw or thought were possible, and how it uplifts them. And so that really gives me so much happiness. That's what I want to do all my life, all the time. And I mean, that's outside this whole coven thing, but I feel like even in other teachings where it have been like tarot or other things, Reiki. Now I have some courses in Reiki healing, and yeah, that's the happiness of it. It's not that I just feel that I've been blessed with a lot of knowledge and experience that others have had. And one of my mentors, I met her husband just the other day. He have this on their yard. They have built this. It's called kota, which our natives have. What they were living in before and so on. But anyways, he used to do drum journeys and stuff. But his wife, she taught me so much, and I've been so lovely and shared so much. Yeah, such an angel in my life, and she now have this is called dementia. I don't know if that's the even English word, but when you get older and lose your shit, so to speak, your memory. So now I recognized that the last time I met her a little bit, but also I spoke on the phone sometime, and she couldn't use her car, and it was broken all the time, and so on. And I kind of realized that something is off here, and it was them obviously who told her that, so she wouldn't go out driving. And anyways, now she lives in some home, so I hope she's well. Anyways, yeah, he didn't meet her a lot himself since this pandemic and all. But yeah, she's such a sweetheart, and she gave me so much, and others too. I think that's the case for all of us. Whatever we look for, sort of, we stumble upon it. It's this whole law of attraction that I've been fighting with so much. That whole law. Wait a second, I need a cough again. Yeah, I think it's that. I mean, I'm aware of that. It's the strange. It's strange, this whole, yeah, whatever people we mean with that, also with the waking up stuff. I mean, it's so obvious. It have been sort of obvious to me long time now, but still the whole reflection all the time, and all that, it's kind of funny. Anyways, I feel like I have a treasure chest, like huge one, and I really want to just share and share with anyone who really want it, that is, or seek it. Otherwise it becomes like a, I don't think you're open to receive it until you seek it, and sometimes the seeds need very long time also to start to show or to grow. Sometimes they lay there dormant and maybe for years and years, but the seeds are there. So yeah, but she is one of those who gave me the first initiation in Reiki, and she often gave me a chakra flow massage. I heard that guy passed away recently. He's from Sweden, Ture something. I have put his link beneath several times. Maybe I do it again if I find it. And he let Spirit Ambrose speak through him. I mean, take over, like being possessed. Not possessed, is that the right word? Yeah, it is actually. It sounds so negative. It doesn't have to be, though. He allowed him to do that. This, I think it was like I need to check that up more, actually. It was a long time ago, but I know the massage, though, and I've done it on people and so. An Egyptian priest from long ago, who was in those inner temples and where they had this chakra flow massage, apparently, and it taught it to him then, or others also. So I got that a lot from her. Also, she was brilliant at numerology, and she was very connected to outer space, so to speak, to other dimensions in that sense. I think she wasn't as much of an earthling as many of us. I'm not sure she even had lived here before. So, but lovely, yeah, awesome. I mean, not but lovely. I mean, anyways, yeah. So, and also think about this Munaki and Alberto Villoldo, and how it talks about I don't know how many percent, but it's like not 80%, or even maybe more, maybe 85. It's a really huge amount of people in this Western world who get dementia or Alzheimer's disease, and because of many reasons, I'm sure, but also very much our food, how we eat, and all the toxins we then store in our systems. So yeah, it lingered in my mind then that I really need to change that. I've said that before, but now actually one cool thing though, although yeah, I would never do anything exactly perfectly, but I that's why I can't do like ceremonial things, because it's so exact. I don't think I could manage that much. But maybe that would be awesome for me though. Yeah, so I tested this hay diet. Not that I've even read, I used to read a lot of books about everything, or used to. Now it was some time since I even opened a book, but I've listened to some videos about the hay diet and how you can use it and why it works and so on. And I thought I could mix that kind of with 5-2. I haven't yet done that though, because the whole calorie counting is really, I don't know, numbers isn't really my thing in any way, but also I think it's good to be aware of. But and I think it's can be healthy to. I mean, it depends on who you are and where you are in your situation and everything. It's not like for everyone anything. It's individual. But this hay diet actually really functions well for me to see how, and carbs, or rather proteins, take the longest. Like I think it was like 3-4 hours for your body to digest it, and carbs like 2 to 3 hours, and fruits like 20 to 40 minutes just. So therefore you shouldn't like mix it with food, and not mix these things with each other because it messes up the whole digestion, which is really important also in Ayurveda for so many reasons, the Agni, but for our overall health actually, and to not create ama or toxins and residue leftovers, crap, so to speak. But yeah, in Ayurveda, the digestion is important, but I've never heard it mentioned in the same way as the hay diet does, though, because there are many other things in Ayurveda about taste and about the those doshas, how much of each of the element it contains, and what time of the day or year or so on you would eat it, and connect it to your own dosha balance, and so it's different things, but this really works right now for me, surprisingly. I have not usually, when I get off sugars, which I have now been off for, let's say, not many days, but still it sounds like nothing for someone who isn't an addicted sugar, yeah. Anyways, so I I ate I'm not really decided. Actually, to me, it's simpler to just eat something for a whole day rather than change it. But you can change it. I mean, you can have all these types of things in a whole day. And vegetables you can have with anything. So I have eaten more veggies, and also, which is nourishing, not the least, and also fibers. But also, I realized even when I have like carb days, because now I've had it like a whole day, for the simplicity of it, to not have to think that on, maybe I change that later, but as a breakfast or as a lunch, and also I like this what do you say, inter something, intermittent, no, that's not the right word. I could Google it. A fast, where you fast for a certain period of time. I feel really good doing that. So it's not always important to eat at breakfast, though, as we've learned the opposite. But anyways, so yeah, then when I wait this time in between and I don't mix these things, it really creates wonders in my well-being. I've not had not cravings, but also not the abstinence symptoms as I used to have. I mean, roughly. I mean, they used to be really disturbing when I get off sugars, and I haven't almost felt it. And also, I have felt these strange things that others do. I haven't eaten a lot of like quick carbs, processed carbs, but and maybe I have eaten a bit of those. But anyways, no sugars. Yeah, and but I had those rice cakes. As I could like eat one whole package of these. I mean, I'm a carb / sugar addict for sure, and to have that strange experience of just almost wanting one. I mean, I liked them. It's not that they didn't taste good, though. But I mean, yeah, compared to a lot of things, they would. But yeah, maybe. And also, those are like popped, so they are quicker than, even though they aren't processed in the same way as some foods. But anyways, I continued to eat like that half package, just because I felt so strange just eating. It felt like wrong to to my experience to just eat one or something. I've seen others they take such a. I don't endorse that. I don't think it's the best thing to eat, even rice cakes, or it was like corn cakes, I guess, rather. But anyways, with some avocado or something fat, you can also obviously add to whatever. I can take like 2 of these as a snack or whatever. And I wonder, don't they like die from starvation and hunger? And how can they stop with that? How can they just eat that little? And I mean, they eat lunch and dinner and other things as well then. But to me, it's just that whole boundary of where to stop have been like totally screwed up. And I haven't changed anything else. I didn't do the whole even checking the calories and so, but just my system don't want more. And I don't really understand that. I mean, it's awesome. Something goes back to some normal thing. And that's wonderful. Also, yeah, I think one thing I do understand, and that is that I haven't gotten hungry because I eat when supposedly, I mean, I let it digest and then I eat something. I check if I'm not hungry, I wouldn't though. I mean, I feel that though, but at least the time it would take for that first food to be digested, and the cravings, everything is like gone. It's so amazing, and also very, very natural when you think about it. I mean, yeah. Previously, I've tried to have all kinds of things. I've tried all kinds of things, but also having certain times where you should eat and so on. But then, strangely enough, I never thought of the fact that when you have digested certain things, you will be obviously hungry quicker. And also, if you eat certain things, especially from the beginning there, the first days or second day or something, it was also, I guess that was also, I haven't eaten much corn cakes. It sounds like it, but then I suddenly ate that after I had like I don't know, protein day or fruit day or something. Yeah, I have the day before I just ate fruit, and then or berries and so, and then I ate proteins, I think, and then the moment I ate something carb like, it was. I've also thought, well, sugar. I mean, fruit is sugar, so I would get cravings for that, but I really don't. So aside from that, it digests quicker, so you will get hungry if you try to get full. Let's say from fruit, you would want to eat more quicker since you have already digested it, But anyways, so you can eat it more often. But so anyways, then when I ate that, I got this super cravings. Wanted like several packages of those corn cakes things, which was so surprising because these first days I didn't feel any hunger whatsoever. Yeah, and afterwards, not even those. Nothing. I can't say nothing triggers me. Probably sugars would, and I really don't want that more because of also these kinds of diseases that we all don't want. We really don't want it, and we don't want our close ones to experience it. Some of these diseases are very horrible for those surrounding the person that is sick as well. So, but I mean, and yeah, it's not stressed enough or shared or so on in society. Obviously, there are other interests who want us to still get sick, or rather, yeah, maybe not get sick. Maybe so also to sell those companies, but also yeah, just buy those products that aren't healthy, that will eventually or quicker get us sick. So yeah. So, but I'm very surprised about this. It feels like a sort of a control that I've never had in my life. Even when I've been thin, eaten better, and so on, it have been a constant. I have been without cravings several years at times when I've also been very sick, though physically, but also there have always been like a sort of a panic to check myself so that I would not stumble into the ditch and go overboard. And this last time that have been going on for many years, many years, like many years, as long as you've heard me on here, and it's many years now. Oh my! I have constantly been. I mean, I've learned so much about these things, so I've been back and forth all the time. I can't like go all in. It's like any addict, I suppose, or like those alcoholics that take some break and then, I don't know, but with food then. So I've, yeah, have had to get out of it, and then just right after, when I've been happy and thought it have been going for many days very good, sort of, then I've stumbled back, and after a while I've had to get out of it, and so on, back and forth, and tried meanwhile to sort of balance it, but also not given up. I've always wanted a way out of it, but to try to find the perfect place. And now also I've been quite by myself. I really enjoy that, and mostly, anyways, and especially when you get out of some sort of I don't know about that. People say that it's not the chemistry of it all, and it's the they've tested with rats or whatever when it comes to addictions, that if you are together with others, and I think that's pure bullshit. Honestly, I, as an addict for all my life, have only gotten out of that when I've been by myself. But you can't isolate yourself forever, but the first period at least. And then, of course, you need others, and you need to find those both support and so on, whatever the addiction had filled, what place it had filled. And you need to search other people, but also it totally depends on whatever those people would be then, and if it clashes or if you really really connect. But of course, when it comes to like anything, it is healing to connect with others, to really connect. So yeah, anyways, I'm super surprised by this and happy. I almost not believe it myself, and we will see for how long it will go. Since I've said many times before that I'm so impressed by certain things that work well, and then like I stumble down again. Yeah, who knows? But I don't. I've said that even when I was very sick and had been eating well for long, and I thought I would never, because of the experience of being so sick and in pain, I thought I could never expose myself to that again, to like make myself so sick. And luckily I haven't become, but yeah, I've totally been back still, and luckily not had to become so sick. I always asked when I was really really in bad shape. The addiction just was everything I thought about, everything I saw, almost like. And then I thought I couldn't just like God or some divine force throw a rock or something onto my head, like, or just, and stop me, because I couldn't stop myself. And I tried all kind of measures. I won't talk about them too much here, but it's very laughable now. I don't even understand how you can be so out of control as I was. I really, really tried. I really tried hard to resist. For example, when I lived in Gothenburg, or in Kungälv, outside of, I would say one thing then. That's really, really an odd behavior. There are so many odd behaviors. I can't even. Yeah, I will tell you a few others from that period of time. That it feels like a different life, luckily. But I was buying some stuff, like sugary stuff. I'm feeling like huge bags with stuff to like binge eat on or whatever. And then I was going to take the bus from Gothenburg then to the place where I lived, and I then saw a bus that was just moving, and it was going to close its back doors. And I ran there, put those bags. It cost quite some, and I didn't have a lot of money, but I put them there, so they were going with bus away, and I was taking another bus, just to trying to get rid of this. I had already bought it, but I felt like no, I shouldn't have. So, well, and I was also at the treatment center for this, and the whole. Oh gosh, I was really, really, really stuck in that. So, yeah, I took one. I could go to the bakery there. I tried all kinds of things to not have money and everything, but then I would steal stuff anyways. I'm not someone who would steal stuff, but that I couldn't be like without the sugar, so I would fill my arms with like ballerina cookies or whatever. The arms of my jacket were so embarrassing in that age. Also, yeah. Anyway, so I could buy like a whole cake, like those birthday cakes of sorts, and I like, there was no place like standing outside of the on the street to just eat it. So I ran into the library toilet and just put it there, on the, how can you do that even? I didn't even understand. And like ate it. I didn't have like anything to eat it with, so I would eat it with my hands. Like I was so obsessed. But then I kept doing these kinds of extreme stuff, and I have been so very sick. I mean, also physically sick from it, and continuously just needed more. Like it's really an addiction, whatever people who doesn't know say, and it varies who I mean, how much. I mean, it was obviously lots of emotional stuff also that I wanted not to feel or be aware of or so on. But and then one time also, maybe I've mentioned this before, but I was running from the it was like a pathway to that treatment center, so from the Varberg, that town that you could walk, and I had this whole another time birthday cake or cake of sorts. And I was walking there and felt no, yes, no, yes. I just wanted to get rid of it, but still wanted it and still not, and back and forth, like a whole conflict extreme. And so I saw this old lady standing at the bus stop, and it wasn't open. It was like very beautifully packaged. So, with this little rosette, ribbon around or whatever. And so it was super cute. And so I just ran up to her and quickly, like, I don't think she heard half of what I said, but I said, "Oh, I'm an addict. I just eat sugars like crazy." So something like that. And I need you to take this. Do you want a cake? And she just, "Oh, thank you." And I ran away. Like, oh my God. Oh my. Yeah. Yeah, I've been extremely sick. And I mean, the physical, not the least. Aside from becoming so sick, so I almost died. Like, so it took me many years to recover. But also acutely sick after those extreme binges and stuff. Horrible. Can't even almost remember. Luckily, I can't remember how it felt, but I recall my experiences of it. Shall I talk about that? Maybe this is too horrific for you to hear. Well, I will tell you, because I think that's very irritating when people who doesn't have this, they really don't understand. I mean, they dismiss it as if, oh, it's so much worse to blah, 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 blah. And maybe it is in some ways. I haven't had a lot of other things, maybe. So how can I compare? But also they haven't had this. And it's different for every person, obviously. So, but when I was really, really sick and out, I mean, I tried to also throw it away in the garbage, and then I went out to the garbage when people maybe hopefully didn't see, trying to pick it up again, that kind of stuff. But also I got so sick because I tried all measures of ways to calm my craving. I was, on in stores usually there are those alcoholics when it's opened. Even not it. Here we have this Systembolag when it comes to alcohol. So where it's sort of controlled. So I guess many stand there before it opened, but also on regular stores where you can buy like beer. I mean, those lighter ones of alcohol or whatever. So usually it would be me and some others standing there, like, desperately needing them to open the doors to the store. And also at night, sometimes I wondered about breaking in because I was so I had such abstinence or cravings, and I thought, what would happen? It's oh my. Anyway, so and I got those blackouts. I recall when I was walking around in the store, and I could like catch myself right before I fell many times because my blood sugar was really really out of whack. So I blacked out. I mean, it was all black for like a second or two, and then I like woke up to quickly get something in me, and yeah. And usually when I was with other people, I said no, thank you if they if they offered me cake or something, you know, because I knew I can't take that one. It will just create such cravings. So I was better off just eating afterwards, lots and lots instead of. Anyway, so, but anyways, I was eating bunches of stuff, and then I got these, I mean, getting I was starting to. I didn't try to throw up. I didn't have bulimia, but I ate so much, so I got so sick, and so I threw up and threw up and threw up until my body just could feel the taste of some sort of cookies to want to throw up, because I mean it was like I really misused my body so much. It was like on defense immediately about what was going to come, sort of. And yeah, so and afterwards also this green, when I had nothing left to throw up, I continued to throw up, like it was horrible. And I then started to shake and could lay there like jumping. I couldn't almost, yeah, I mean I couldn't do much but laying down and just being so cold and jumping by out of cold after, like, the body gets so sick, so it just not only shivers but really gets extremely cold. And or wait, I forgot another very interesting fact, not for you, but when I was growing up also, it came the other way as well, usually, or happened, let's say. So this is how fascinatingly attractive this is. So I used to have this bucket then or something to throw up in, if not the toilet. But then if you need to go there for the other reason, you need a bucket, yeah, right? And then I was like sweating like crazy as well. So my hair was like all wet and all my body, I mean, all my body, it was like extreme. So it poured like shower. And so I was sleeping out of the share, not share, but toilet seats because I was, yeah, I was sweating so much. So horrible, horrible situations. So I really feel for those who have these to that extreme that I had. I really feel for them so much, and they are so also misunderstood. Yeah. Anyway, so after that is when the whole cold came, and the moment I stopped, because obviously I felt, oh, never again. I will never do this again. Yeah, and so as I was like throwing up and doing the other stuff at the same time, as I said, and I was just so damn sick. And then the moment I stopped shivering or like jumping up and down from being, I mean, so sick, then I just thought, where can I get more, like, so. So if anyone say that's healthy, then I don't know where you come from, and if you haven't experienced the extremes of it, you really can't know, obviously. So I can't judge anyone for not knowing, but it's not an easy addiction. It kills you. It does, in slow ways or quicker ways, but meanwhile as well, taking your life life force and life from you. So, and yeah, gradually I found information about carb addictions and so on, started to balance the proteins and so on and whatnot, and find ways to mellow it down so it wasn't all that extreme, so I didn't get those blackouts and so on, but I was still absolutely hooked and absolutely a slave to this. And also treatments was very weird because they didn't have this information. It was like as if it's all mental, everything is mental maybe in life, but there were those who knew about the whole cravings and abstinence and so on that it could give, but not some who said you need sugars, like, and still it's difficult. Many people don't understand, and obviously you can inform them then, but I think they still don't understand. They think you exaggerate and so on. They haven't been there, seen it, felt it. How can they know? So, but anyways, it's real. As are many other things. Now I'll take a card. I'm sitting here for an hour talking. I could talk forever. Anyways, I probably shouldn't. I get into those very, very sexy facts. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll pick a card. That's another thing. But I'm so used to being checked, sort of, or like, when people they come from a place where from disbelief and or even trying to expose you as a fraud or so on, and yeah, I'm so used to that. I feel like, okay, I understand it, and it's good to question things, but it's also to not be open even to the possibility that it's not a fraud. That's like sometimes a little bit tiresome. So I used to be a bit. Hi, there's someone else here now. I used to be a bit harsh sometimes with people who apparently just want to do that, want to check me. Sort of. I have some voodoo cards here if someone wants. Someone who came left right now, but if you have any questions whatsoever, we can just chat about anything. Or I have some voodoo cards here. And the voodoo cards, by the way, maybe if you didn't know, voodoo is from, I mean, I can't say I'm not a voodooist as such, but I am connected to these divine forces. And so they are like angels in it's a religion, and these are forces of nature, but also consciousness. I hope someone let me know if I'm wrong in my way of expressing it. But voodoo is like, it's known for like harmful use maybe, and it have been. They were slaves in Haiti and needed to free themselves from their slave masters, and who can blame them, I would say. I mean, they are the only enslaved people who freed themselves. So I will just share them on. I'm sorry if that offend anyone, but yeah, I think you should never accept enslavement of any kind. At least you should have like a plan to get out of it. So, and they were trapped. So what could they do? Probably, maybe, hopefully, if they would have any other choice, they would choose that. So, but anyways, usually the same with the doll and so on was used as a healing method. So the pins in the doll and all was used for whatever purpose you needed to heal, and also in witchcraft you can use that. Or many do use that. Not voodoo as such, but they use dolls and pins and so on for the healing purposes or whatever purposes. So Yeah, and it's a powerful magic and healing, but it's not evil or mean or like such. It can be used in such a way, but in itself, it's like any kind of magic. It's neutral. It's the way you use it that matters. And as much as you, as I've mentioned before many times, if you have a lot of healing ability, you can use it as much in the totally different direction. It's just to reverse it. It's like, as also Alberto Voldo says in Monarchy, if you track you know, as a shaman, you can track for different paths, also creating the futures. You can track backwards as well, and so on. But then you can search for the most beneficial way and amplify that, or you can use the same technique by finding or even in the person. You can search for the path forward, but also in the so to speak. So you can like search for the worst kind of future and amplify that, or in the person itself. You can search for those healing seeds and nourish those, or give them energy, or you can search for the disease seeds, so to speak. If you have something, let's say hereditary, you say, a seed or something that could could come into expression, some disease or whatever, then you could feed into that, because it's the same techniques. And as well as whatever you do in healing or manifesting or whatever you choose, that's the way directed that is the bad or good. Or so these are, to me, good. I would say, I don't know if I would say good though. I would say you should really have respect for this. That's the difference, I think, with some other, my experiences of working with these divine forces is that, you can't, yeah, some would let you play with them more, I would say. These are more, to me, they are more physical. They are more, not dense, but not powerful even, maybe. They are, very clear. Maybe that's a good word for it, as I've experienced it. So it's not for play, it's not for games, it's not for being disrespectful. That will be costly. So, for pulling cards, I think it doesn't really maybe matter much. But yeah, you should really think it through if you work with these, if you want to work with these, because they are, they're very powerful. So I will pick a card now. I'll sit there for long and no one else. Well, I feel like since I've been away for a bit, then I have given you something now for a while. And if anyone even not dare to listen, but have the energy to listen. Let's see. Okay, a card for us. I don't know, whatever day you listen to. And these I don't use reverse, by the way. Oh, 6 of water. This is almost like nostalgia. Shilipo, And this, it's like French words almost, like, isn't it? Nova Vo Dani. Nova. I don't know. Oh, read about this card. 6 of water cups. It's also about shared love, in a way. Balanced shared love. And in this image, she holds fire in her hands and like plays with some, like, not snakes it is, but watery. Yeah, maybe it is, like in the waters here, naked, beautiful. Oh, I wish I was like in the ocean right now, actually, but I'm not. So I will sit and do this instead. Okay. Here, Congo, water. Shilibo Novavo. I say it like that. I don't know how to say it. Signifies initiate. Maybe I should read the divination first. There's also a sigil to each of these. Very beautiful. If one needs extra, I don't know, connection. Signifies initiated or loved by the sun. This is the Voodoo Loa, which alone unites the most magic forces, represents omniscience in Voodoo. Omniscience in Voodoo, yeah, I don't know. As the sun at midday, Garande is the emblem of secure power. She is the zenith of the solar force, assured and possessed of confidence that is tempered and strengthened by time and knowledge. During the writing of this book, those who made this deck, that is, the Loa Dani presented itself to me so well and so forcefully within the context of this card that inclusion is only proper. For example, in a recent dream, Dani wore the aspect of a black man with strong albino characteristics. In this dream, I went below the waters, and Dani came to me as Loa of possession and embraced me. Regard identified Dani as a totally beneficent ancient Loa who sums up possession. Wow. Maybe I need to read more about this, actually. Yeah. In my own work with this Loa, she says who wrote this. Those who wrote this. Some of them. Or one of them. Or more properly, its work with me. Dani revealed attributes that are identified with the light emanating from the night sky. The image came of a star snake. Oh, that's what it is. Or white snake. Here we go again. I'm just kidding. Stretching out upon the night sky, much like a constellation or the Milky Way. The body of the snake created a path or a road for the ancestors to walk. Oh, this is so beautiful. Dani appears to me to be a distant star Loa, transmitting currents associated with the passage of ancestors through the night sky. Perhaps Dani wished to be included at this point to emphasize the connection between the light of midday and the light of midnight. The aspect of this card combines the elements of Shilibu Nuvovo and Dani, a feminine Dani, Dani, is pictured bathing in the fire of the sun. Contemplation. The sun at midday as its zenith, central to all. Yeah, also to me, obviously, I connect that with Monarchy a lot, and yeah, that where you work a lot with the fire and sun. Divination. At last, the joy of will manifest. The questioner's work in its fullness. The conquest. I feel like this is like my card, since my name is Star. The joy of will manifest. The questioner's work in its fullness for all of us, hopefully, because I pulled a card for us all, but there is no one here asking for cards. So, yeah, very beautiful. And I feel very, very blessed to be a channel for my ancestors and others as well. I mean, that's the most beautiful thing you can do. I love to do it. It's, as I said, it's a little bit tricky when you get questions sometimes. I will read about this underlying or root power to creative. As if you have any other intent than just being that channel, and happy that you can do that. But it's understandable. The serpents that inhabit deserts are apt to be more querulous, of more querulous disposition than are serpents in general. For desert people to represent evil as a serpent is understandable. Peoples of the temperate or tropical zones are more likely to come across peaceful snakes. Therefore, when the serpent is used as a symbol by people of these zones, it is not as apt to be depicted as evil incarnate. Interesting. Yeah, so star snakes, beautiful. Yeah, many get triggered by those kinds of words as well. And everything comes down to how you interpret whatever. Yeah, and so also I recently had some the other day, actually yesterday, there were ancestors from two people that I know who, yeah, like, yeah, it sounds weird to anyone who doesn't even know these things, and why do I even talk about it? But since this card came up and talked about the ancestors, and I like that though, when those in spirit will check you. That I like, because they also see what is real and what is true. It's worse when you're constantly scrutinized, is that word, and like misunderstood and so on in this. It's okay though, as I said, it's nothing to me, since that have been a common thing. So, but yeah, I like when they do it, because they come from a very real place, seeing what is real. And so these ancestors challenged me a bit with certain things, and that was interesting. Or told me a little bit, if this is what I want, this is what I need to kind of do, and that's exactly what I needed to hear, probably. And also that's so lovely, especially one of these. They are not related as far as I know, these people. I mean, the two that I connected with their ancestors, but one of them came through really, really strongly. It was lovely. Yeah. And it's lovely to see how protective ancestors can be of you. I've heard the expression also, even when you almost can hate or dislike those closer, and there is still something. I think it's something sacred, actually, with the blood, and there are also other connections you can have through emotional bonds and so on that are strong as well. But there is very, very something special with the bond genetically, if you say, also, and how they are there. If you, I've heard this expression that explained it a little bit, maybe, and that if you were to be like not stranded, your car crashed down in the way or stopped or whatever, and you were standing in the freeway waving for someone to stop and help you, it's more likely, probably anyone would help, maybe, but it's more likely that if a relative came there, even though if it was someone who you weren't closest with or whatever, probably they will give you help. So, and I guess also from the perspective of spirit, when you have more a wider view on things, then also much pettiness or smaller things that you can be caught up with here in life in this 3D, that will just vanish away. So and it's very lovely to feel how protective this whomever the relative was, I don't know that though, was who came through, and I felt blessed to connect. More water. Now it's getting hot here because I don't have the fans or furnace or whatever on. Although it's not as hot as it have been other days. Yeah, well, it's no one here who want the card, seems. Is that because it's the Voodoo cards? I have other cards here. Crow Tarot. I love that so much. I have some bit. I seem to have those not darker, but I don't know. Sometimes they are the clearest. It depends, though. And I also have Orasama and Witch's Oracle, Past Life, if anyone. I have Psychic Tarot. I will see whatever I have here. I have Oracle, Shadows and Light. Blessed Be, if you want just a blessing of sorts. I have a little Vision Quest deck, a native one, and some Wicca cards or whatever it is on the bottom there. I can't see it. That I can reach from where I sit, that is. Yeah, but no, yeah, there's one here who is not talking, but so maybe I should just wrap this up then. Yeah, maybe we should do a sort of a general reading. I think I will change it also. I have a lot of things in my, I click there when I listen to something else. I didn't click on pictures, so I overwhelm people on my page there. I know, but yeah. I wonder if I should just change it up there so that you can choose like card 1, 2, 3, or 4, and something like that. And even here, maybe I should do that. Like, what will happen this coming month or something, or until the full moon. It's like just 2 weeks until the full moon. I will see how many cards I get. I guess I will get as many cards as will maybe check this, or that will at least suffice. I thought you said it suffice or something like that before, but I heard in films it say suffice. Sounds weird to me. Yeah, I will do that because I need to do something else and just keep sharing all my weaknesses. But actually, those are in my past life. The ones with the food. No, well, yeah, in a way, all kinds of food problems seems to be vanished now. So that's awesome. For the moment, we will see how it goes. I will let you know. But that extreme, that was long ago, though. Okay. Let's see. Although even slower, more mellow overeating make you fat. So you can't really see how intensely sick someone is built on the outer form. That can be someone who is quite comfortable and well, and also some people who have a great stamina and so on, and still they are heavy and huge, and so it really differs actually when it comes to health wise. I think it's not always easy to see from the outside. So yeah, also those with anorexia or bulimia, that's also another topic, actually entirely, I think, in a way. But in a way, well, it kind of is quite the opposite. And but they are as compulsive, or strong-headed as well. In fact, actually, they are really, really. They seem like little tiny birds, but they are really, really hard ones in a way. I mean, stubborn, yeah, which can be used then in a really positive way for themselves as well. As far as it goes to my experience of those I've met, yeah, it's how they can hold that on to that, really. And also it probably messes up in your brain a lot if you don't get nourishment and food. So something gets like stuck for some reason. But there it also is a misconception, because those who have bulimia can be really, really also like normal weight or underweight, or they can be, never mind about the weight. Actually, my scale crashed, which I think also is a positive, because I've been, not that I am totally fixated, I've been in those numbers, but I've tried to use them as a measurement still to keep myself on track, and so, and it's really more messing it up actually, because actually, why is that important? Those numbers, why is numbers even important? But in numerology, I don't know how this sounds. Sorry. Well, anyways, I think it's a good thing. I have those other measurements I thought I was going to do, but I feel more fun to use them also when it comes to doing more exercise and like weight training of sorts, and like to tone your body. That would be fun to see the changes in measures, actually, just to inspire you, not to become something better or whatever. But yeah. Okay. So these coming weeks, we will see how many cards, and then you will, if it just comes one, then it's the one for us all, and otherwise you can choose. Well, let's see. What will happen? Oh, it's only one. Oh, this is the one. This is actually one of my guys. I was going to say, yeah, this is one of my guys. Yeah. Four of Santeria Ovatala. No, this is actually not, but it is in a way. This represents one of them also. But here it is, Abatala for us all. So I probably will meet him then. These coming 2 weeks. Let's see. Alright. I just had to check whatever was here. Jump in and interrupt me if anyone have space, time, or want to. Pop it up a bit, or like pump it up is pump it up. No, jump it up. So if you're bored. Okay, let's see. It's just one, so I probably will just be us. No one else will listen to this as far as this goes. Okay. But this is, as I said, four of Santeria. So here we go. Now this is also connected to Kabbalah. This book, it's brilliant. I had to buy it again. I gave it up one time. I was like, overwhelmed by these energies or the energies of that particular. This is a newer version, but it's the same copy. But anyway, and it's like not a new version; it's the same version, but it's a new. I ordered it anew. Obatala, Earth. Obatala, I see you on the mountain. Obatala, I see you in the sky. Obatala is the Orisha of the white robe. Here they also, those Luas and Orishas, they vary how they use the words, although it differs. I mean, in certain areas they use, they call them Orisha with a little bit different names, and in other areas they would be called Luas and have slightly variations of their names. I think so. Obatala is the Orisha of the white robe. The crisp white of the snow-covered mountain peak reflects this Orisha's brilliance. The white clouds is the as they ride high in the sky, sings Obatala's praise names. As Nanan Buklo is wise beyond knowing, so Obatala carries within a profound and enduring wisdom, while Agwes, attribution to the vessel of Chesed, requires an emphasis here and a de-emphasis there. Obatala is a perfect fit for Chesed and the high qualities of mercy and largeness of spirit it engenders. Obatala is the father and mother of cool whiteness. The judgment of these Orisha are as subtle as the mists that cover the earthly morning lands, and these same judgments are as strong and clear as the rays of the sun that burn through the mists. Obatala is the elder, the ancient, the ancestor, androgynous in aspect and strong in years. This Orisha is sometimes presented as male and sometimes presented as female. Obatala is characterized by humor, coolness of mind, and equanimity. This is very much this one. Yeah. Obu, king. Adefun, what does it say? Meaning king then. Adefunumi I of Oyotunji village, South Carolina, all right, is an initiate of the mysteries of Obatala. The impression that he gives is that of high initiation backed by humor, calm judgment, and generosity. Persons with handicaps find a patron in Obatala. The story goes that Obatala became drunk on palm wine during the days of the world's creation and fashioned humans with handicapping conditions. To this day, the palm wine that brought on this drunken state is never drunk by those who dedicate themselves to the service of Obatala. The aspect of this card is that of a wise male elder. Snails, sacred to him because of their coolness, crawl on his arm. He is dressed in white, his color. He is an Orisha through which, in one of his aspects, the powers of the elder male can be honored. His primary attribute is that of compassion and coolness. The road he walks is royal in the most exalted sense of that word. Contemplation. Go back into time to a situation where your judgment was calm, forceful, and clear. Internally roam through the state that allow for such wisdom. And divination. Wisdom displayed in the matter at hand, fair judgment, correct assessment of a situation, mastery of a situation through calm, deliberate action. Presents given as token of respect. So, yeah, this could actually in your life too, since in my life it represents a person. So it might in your life too. And then you will, otherwise you might meet this one or meet someone expressing this or finding this in yourself as well. So that was that. Mm. Oh, it's so warm now here. I need to get the fan going. Mm. So maybe I should just do that then. I think. Well, I couldn't like go on for several hours alone. That's too boring. So although there is one here, so yeah. But that's the coming weeks. It sounds really good though, I would say. I will see if I can get something more out of that card. Maybe if I look at it. He holds a white dove here as well, or a white bird, and have a white shirt and white hat and white beard, white mustache, white eyebrows, and yeah, smiling. T-shirt. So let's see here again. And balance, good counsel is also Tiferet, and where the 6 is connected to. No, this was a 4. Why did I say 6? It's 4. Let's say what the whole force. She has mercy, benefit. Yeah, that's even not maybe even better, but it's good. Yeah, it was a 4. I don't know why I said that. It was a previous card. It's too hot here. So 4 of Earth. Yeah. But this is someone who also, I will say, connected to those. I wonder what I was thinking. I maybe saw this. Yeah. Well, anyways, I saw this wrong, but this is also someone who is a very, as a person, also holds back, keep himself to himself. I mean, keep himself secure. I mean, it's a generous person on this in this card also, but in traditional tarot, it's really someone. It can be in certain situations, but many times it is someone who don't want to share, and a hoarder that I talked about in the beginning of this video, but someone who holds back. So, but I think it could be also both. Actually, it can be someone who have a lot to share, and that is valuable, and therefore hold back. And but when sharing, it's wholeheartedly at those times, I think. Um, hmm. Yeah, but it seems very, very awesome. It will just be good these coming weeks. There is nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. And yeah, I don't know if the suggestion, if there would be an advice, it can vary. This is also material or physical. It can vary what it means, though. It can mean that you need to be more generous and share what you have to share more. But if, on the other hand, you are too much in that direction, maybe you need to hold back. So, and as it said there about that wine, palm wine and all that, and I think it's so wonderful. But that's how I experience. I'm not drunk, but I mean they are. really personalities, strong personalities. Maybe that is what I meant when it comes to how they are more physical. I mean, they are more, yeah, they are more personalized than some others, but others are too from other traditions. Yeah. I think I will have to end now because it's very hot. I need to turn on these fans here. My fans? Are you my fans? There's no one here. I will have to start a film from after a while, but then I will create more of a mess. So I think I will keep it cool for now and do it like this. Yeah. Yeah. Well, as I said, for us all, everything, or us two, or whomever, it will be well these coming weeks. And then on full moon, I will check in again. Maybe not daytime, but I mean, this daytime here now. Now it's soon 2:30 p.m. And I probably will check in around 8, 9, maybe earlier, a little bit earlier. But usually it's nighttime that maybe 7, I don't know, depends. So, but around that time of the night for me, the full moon. So we can see if anyone is here then. Anyone who would listen until this. Things like that is something you should say at the beginning. The first thing you say in a video if you want anyone to listen to it. Yeah. So, yeah. What can I add to this? Take much care, and I hope I didn't scare you with my sharing personally. I can't not do that. I try to be discerning in what though. But these things that only matters to me, kind of, or I mean, doesn't have anything really to do with someone else, like that I feel is not a problem. Yeah. But that is when it comes to voodoo also, or those kinds of traditions that are close to it. In some various ways, I work with that too. And I think I will probably do that even more so. Yeah. I mean, certain practices that are involved in it they feel very, what can I say? Well, very efficient is the right word, I think. Very efficient way to work with the spiritual realm in a respectful manner as well. To really take them into consideration. It's not like a vague idea. It's not like, no, it's not like to mess around with. So, and yeah, I feel so blessed that I came across those who could share with me how to understand these things and how to use these things and the abilities that I and everyone else have more or less trained or opened. But I was like made for this. I cannot not do it. So, and there are various ways to use them though. So I think I mix several, but I realized when I stopped with using or like practicing with these kinds of for a little while, it was more like the whole mishmash of all kinds of traditions and times and like in space and time. It was really, really complicated. So it's a very good idea to keep it. I mean, to also connect very much to here and now, and where you are, and this time, because there is a lot of treasures here, and also know when you stray from that, because if everything is to come into the now, that will be stressful. Yeah. We'll talk later. I will just end now. Thanks for anyone who will listen, and you who have listened. And yeah, bye for now.